Hi, good morning everyone. Austin here. We're doing another Martogg moment this morning, and because we're doing our next newsletter this month on master batches, and in particular accent colour master batches as a product spotlight, we thought what better than to come to where these products are manufactured, where these products are formulated in the first instance, and talk with Martin Dean, who is our company colour manager. So Martin, welcome. And give us a little bit of your background. You've been with Martogg for a long time, but your work in the industry goes back a long way further than that.
I've been with Martogg 21 years. I've been doing licensed colouring for 42 years. In England, then came here. We're going to go through the colour match request form and the details on the colour match request form, which are vital to getting the thing right.
Yeah. Okay, so a colour match request is the internal process through which we follow when a customer wants a new colour master batch or a new colour compound for that matter that requires a new colour. So Martin, obviously on that form there's a lot of information that our reps would be seeking from a customer when they're wanting a new colour. But and I imagine the right information is key. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's absolutely crucial. I mean, where the product is being used, the colour, not all pigments are suitable for all types of plastics, whether it's going to be outside, then we've got to put additives in like UV, anti-stat, which all affect the price. Pigments, do they have to be free contact? Do they have to pass regulations like FDA for the United States? If they do, the price goes up. This is all crucial to the actual costing of the product. Because if the information is wrong, one, we don't get it right first time. Secondly, we have to go back and do it again. And then you guys have to go back to a customer and say, oh, I'm sorry, but the price is more expensive then. Things like that.
Yeah, and you talk about the environment in which the product's going to be used. Different pigments are more suitable in outdoor applications, for example.
Absolutely. Pigments are usually graded on a blue wall scale for light passes, which means how quickly they fade in the sun. Some pigments fade faster than others, some are better than others. Again, that's sometimes locked into the cost as well. So, yes, having a UV job doesn't necessarily protect the colour, it protects the base. The colour will still fade even though the UV is.
Yeah, so that's a really important point. So the UV is more about protecting the product itself, and the longevity of the colour, which is why we see red cars fade more quickly than other colours.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. It's to do with the pigment.
Yeah.
So the next question, which is obviously is an interesting one, is if someone has a colour, so they've printed out a colour that they really like, and maybe have a printout or they have a sample. Perhaps it's a paint swatch or something like that. Does that, or a Pantone? I've got the Pantone guide here. How does that transfer across actually into a plastic in a colour match?
Well, the ideal colour match will be a sample of the customer's product in colour form, so I can run it on the moulder ourselves, because then the surface finish is the same. The customer may not have a material, they have a brand new colour. There's 7,500 colours on here. These pigments are in printing inks.
Yes.
Some are not suitable for plastics. Yes. Some colours we can get a good colour, some we can't. And so if the customer does have a starting point, let's say this green here, that's where we start.
Yeah, and so where do you start? Because we have the spectrometer.
Well, I can actually scan this piece of paper on the spectrometer and give me. Sometimes it do a good starting point, sometimes it doesn't, but I have to start somewhere.
Okay. And then in terms of the colour matching process, that's a manual process of actually adding or subtracting different pigments to come up with the right colour, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, and we're going to show that. Overlay a little bit of that, but it's not just as simple as scanning, and it can be a number of shots, can't it?
Yeah. Well, I think our record is 53 shots.
Okay.
This is before we got the colour match prediction system.
A lot of work going into a new colour.
We're now averaging about 3 shots per colour match.
Okay.
The colour match prediction system makes it quicker. It's not 100% carbon fast, that's what it is. So,
Okay.
So somebody that's not, doesn't do colour can't go there, get a polymer, and that's it. That doesn't work like that.
Okay. And you talk about the UV additives, for example, or anti-stat or slip. Is that does that come into it in the colour matching process, or that's more in the costing?
No, that's
stage?
more in the costing. We can't put those additives through the moulder because they melt at about 40 degrees and go to liquid. It would just make a mess inside the moulder. So our actual colour match chips do not have any additives in terms of UV anti-stats or anything else. Pure the colour.
Okay.
So if the customer tested it, the UV would fail.
Okay. So the takeaways are the right information
That
in
is-
terms
that
of where
is-
the
that
product's
is-
going to be used.
That is absolutely 100% the key to getting the colour match right first time with the price.
So the application, where it's going to be used,
Yeah.
and that enables you to choose the right pigments, the right additive package, obviously the right carrier resin for the master batch as well, and provide the right product to the customer.
Correct.
Okay, well, there you have it. If you have any questions or inquiries about colour master batch or additive master batches, please get in contact with us. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.